Hello summoners, welcome back to the channel, and in this video we will be talking about Stark and Spiderman. I'm showcasing some rank 4 6-star gameplay in the CCP beta. I recently pulled this guy as a 6-star. I have used him a lot as a 5-star, used to really love him, and he was obviously the part of the Holy Trinity back in the day, probably for a lot of people their first or second rank 5-star ever. He was a very good option back in the day. Like it was either Blade or Stark and Spider-Man. So this is a character a lot of people know about. Abilities wise, he is really simple to understand. You build poise charges, you hit incredibly hard, you have auto evade, you have taunt. His utility, like he has both damage and utility, and the thing is he is very beginner friendly, but at the same time I think he is still kind of relevant in the end game. I have seen people use him in stuff like Battlegrounds very recently. I used him in a few fights. He did pretty well. He finishes fights pretty fast, when you are on a timer. He's a decent option for a lot of fights, and the auto evade is obviously helpful. Taunt can make sure that the AI doesn't just stay in the corner and not throw special attacks. So and even if they do and you have to push them to like 3 bars of power, you can just use SP1, get the stun, use a heavy attack and drain that power. Like I wouldn't say he's a power control champion in a way Magic is and stuff, it's on a timer, his heavy attack power drain, but usually against in a lot of fights, especially if it's not a huge, like a very long fight, you usually just have to drain, like especially when you're hitting this hard, you don't really have to drain the power that much. After the first time there wouldn't be that much health left anyways. So that's how I feel about this character. I think Brian, I saw his Battlegrounds push recently. He used his 5-star one a lot and ended up having a decent win rate, I feel like, with this Stark and Spider-Man. So overall I think this character still has a lot of value if you have him. Whether he should be on an auto rank up like it used to be, I don't think so. If you have champions like Nimrod, you have Warlock, you have Ghost, all of those champions are better. They are probably gonna help you more. So yeah, I would say prefer those, but at the same time Stark and Spider-Man is not a character I would rank 4 right now on my main account. Like he wouldn't be my first choice. Probably would go for with Warlock if it's my account, because I don't have Ghost. So yeah, that's it, how I feel about Stark and Spider-Man. Do let me know. I think he is kind of underrated now. It's weird because he used to be the meta defining champion, and now I don't see that many people using him, but the people who do use him end up having a very good time. I feel like he has also soloed some fights in the Summer of Pain thing. I think I saw some solos from MSD, but MSD can solo anybody with anybody pretty much, so I wouldn't give Stark and Spider-Man that much credit for that. But here, just a normal Winter Soldier fight. I do feel like building his poise charges against defensive AI is so weird sometimes. Like you see here, he just dashes back. He does not want to come at me. I have to hit his block and then he'll dash at me and I'll gain 1. It takes a while to get 10 poise charges sometimes. Sometimes it's very smooth. You don't even notice, like barely an inconvenience. But other times it can really, like, you push you up against the wall, and you probably at that point you're better off just hitting the opponent at like 5 or 6 charges, getting some space, because when you are at the corner it can get a little bit tricky evading. You're not Quake, so you won't have that evade on the heavy. Some people are pretty good at evading up against the wall. I'm not one of them, and he's kind of always been a glass cannon kind of champion. He doesn't have that much health, but obviously having him at rank 4 definitely helps in that arena. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it. Do let me know what you think about Stark and Spider-Man in 2022. I think for a long time he was the best Spider-Man character in the game. To be fair, the competition was not particularly high at the time, but now I feel the title kind of belongs to Spider-Man 2099. But do let me know if you would prefer him like Starky over Stealthy in the comment section down below, and like, share, subscribe, stay safe, bye bye.